Hey, Laurie. Hey, Bridget. Hello. Hope everybody's having a good day. I had so many requests for this that I'm going to try to show you how I'm going to show you how I went about doing it. I'm always afraid if I start doing one of these that I've already done that it's going to turn out to be a disaster the second time around, so I'm never sure. Oh, a fourth grade field trip. I taught school for 25 years, so I went on lots of field trips. Hi there. Well, watch this and then you can take a nap and dream about doing it in your Bible. I'm glad y'all are all here. As I've told y'all before, I'm doing Bibles for my nieces, and that's what this one is for, one of my nieces. And because you asked for me to show how to do this page, I'm going to do it in the other one for my other niece. And I started it just so it wouldn't take very long to do. I don't like the setup as much on this page as I did in the other Bible. It's on the other side of the page, and for some reason it just doesn't exactly feel right. But I'm going to try to show you how I went about doing this. I started off with this Sharpie watercolor pen, and you might not be able to see it, but all along here I just made kind of a line, zigzaggy or wiggle waggle or whatever, to show where my clouds are going to be. And I did a bigger spot right here where the sun is going to be. I'll show you where it is on that other Bible. So this is the big spot. And then I just did, a kind of a cloud-shaped line. Sometimes when the sun is behind the clouds will be dark and it just catches the edge of the cloud, and that's what that's supposed to look like. So, that's the line that I made here, and then the solid part, let me get it a little bit closer and maybe you can, I don't know if y'all can see that spot I made, but it'll show up after I do some more on it. I prepped my page first with the Donna Wakley clear gesso, and that's a pretty smooth finish. Okay, so I'm using the Sakura watercolors, and to do the sky, I mixed this blue, cerulean blue, the cobalt blue, and white. And I just painted that in. I haven't made any of the rays on it yet. And then I just put a couple of blobs of yellow down here. And do you heat dry or let air dry? I'm never patient enough to let it air dry. I used a hair dryer. I don't have a heat gun. So to do this yellow section right here, I just used this yellow, which is Aurelian hue, and I put a tiny little bit of orange in it. While it was wet, I just dropped a little, and this is the same color, just with more water down here. So that's how I started. The first thing was the white, then the sky, and then the yellow part. Now to do the middle part of the clouds, hold on y'all, I just had a little water accident. Okay, to do the darker blue, or it's more of a navy blue kind of part of the clouds, I mixed, I've got water everywhere now. I mix a cerulean blue again, and then this, this blue, ultramarine, and a little bit of gray to make that kind of a navy blue color. And I'm just going to go in and paint in those clouds. And right now I'm just going to do a kind of a solid color. Now you can see that white showing up. And looks kind of funny right now, but hopefully it'll come together. I was going to try to do this kind of fast so you wouldn't have to. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. What time is it in Alaska? I don't know what the time difference is. Is it the same as Pacific time? Okay, and I'm going to continue with that color underneath these yellow spots. Okay, well it is almost 2 o'clock here, 15 more minutes. Okay, so I've just basically painted in the cloud color, and this is where I'm going to eventually put the sun. And this is pretty stark right now. I'm going to soften that in a little bit. But first I'm going to go in and add some darks in the clouds. So I'm going to mix those same colors, that cerulean blue, the cobalt, and a little bit of gray mixed with that. And just in some areas I'm going to go in, and I'll probably try to do it where they're not words, and then I'll soften it a little bit too. I'm doing it on top of this yellow, darkening that. Yes, I did prep the page with the Donna Wakley clear gesso. You're welcome. Okay. Now I'm just going to soften that a little bit on the edges. And I'm doing that just with clean water. I've got clean water on the brush. And I'm just going in and letting the edges run a little bit. Okay. Now to do the sun rays, I had a brush with a little bit stiffer bristles on it that I've seem to have lost, but I'll just use the same ones I've been using. I'm just going to put water on the brush, and since my sun is going to be here, I'm going to make the rays come out from that area. So I'm just wetting and lifting. If you do use a little bit stiffer brush, it comes up a little bit better. And I could add, I could have put white on it and just added color to it instead of taking it away. But because I want my words to show through, that's why I'm doing it like this. And this also covers up some of the streaking in the sky. I should have something underneath my page, but I'm going to get a smaller brush and just do So how easy is that, girls? All right, now I'm going to go in with just some white paint. And this is a little bit too harsh, so at the same time I'm adding the white paint, I'm just scrubbing it a little bit to blend it with the blue. Sorry, girls and guys, misters and misses. Didn't mean to insult the boys. It is easy, y'all, I'm telling you. I get so sad when I see people say they can't do something, because I know that everybody can. So you can see I'm kind of scrubbing that and softening it. The white is more opaque, so it covers up the words a little bit, but try to lift that so it doesn't do it too much. And we'll continue to do the same thing. Oops, I forgot to put white on it. The page curls a little bit when I prep it, but it flattens out after I close the Bible a while. Sometimes I prep both sides and then it stays pretty flat after you get them both done. Okay. And to do the sun, I just added a spot of yellow in here. In a minute, I might put a little bit of the blue on top of that to make it look like a little bit more like the cloud is over the top of it. And I'm going to do rays coming out from the yellow down, so it'll go through the blue. So I'm going to do the same thing, and you see that pulls in some of the green. That's what made that secondary color. And that's just with clear water. And if it doesn't show up enough, you could go back and add a little bit of color in there, but I don't want a whole lot. So, and then I used a micron pen then to make my, I think I'll do it, I've got yellow down here, so I need to go down here, but I Probably should have stopped up here so I could go in between these words. Right now I'm just going to do that, and then I can maybe pull the gray down. And I started off doing this, this is close akin to the dibble dabble. Just making some little, this part, yeah, this Sharpie, I've got a Jelly Roll, but this Sharpie is just, I don't know, it puts out more color and it's a little bit quicker than using a Jelly Roll. So that's why I use that. I've got Jelly Rolls too, but anyway, so I went along and just added some trees or bushes or whatever. But this pen was so fine. Let me see how dry this is. I went back, I've got, see, I had the box for this. When I cleaned up my water, I moved everything. Oh, here it is. I've got the dual brush Tombow pens, and now they'll smear with water, but I went back in with that then, and because I wanted this to be a little bit darker. Yeah, Sharpies would be fine, the ones that don't run. You can see this is, I don't know if you can see, I don't want this to bleed through to the other page. Let me look. Because the background is wet. If the background is dry, it won't bleed through, but no, it's okay. So this is how I did this. Just Cindy Moyer's favorite move was the dibble dabble. It's kind of a dibble dabble. And then I went on across. And I'll mess with that some more, but I just wanted to show you that, yeah, I did use gesso. When you wet that, then that acts like paint, so I can kind of pull that down and cover up the yellow. Oh, you're so sweet. You're welcome. So just that Tombow, when you activate it, it'll act like watercolors. So I brought it down. I'm going to add a little dark right over this, the sun over here. Maybe a little bit up in here. Now see how easy that was, girls? And that's basically it. See the difference between that one and the first one I did. Well, I can't get them both on there at the same time. They're very similar though. I told you it was easy. I won't see some people trying this. And it makes an effective page too. I used it in Psalm 19:1. Every day I look out, I live in the mountains, and I've got a beautiful view of the mountains out my back. And when I look out every day, it's like God has painted a different picture. And the sun sets at one end of our house. That view is not as good because we've got a lot of trees, but I think the heavens definitely declare His glory. So I hope you enjoy trying this, and tag me if you can. I know some people have had trouble doing that. And I promised Laurie that I would do the tulips too. That'll be a real quickie. So I'll do that one day, coming up soon. Thanks a lot for joining me. See you next time. Thanks for the hearts. Hey, Cherie. You're welcome. Oops.